place. It's a constitutional process that is held by the authority lies with the Electoral Commissioner and the Electoral Commission. But suffice to say, I want to point that we are 13 months from the issuance of the next writs for the 2027 National General Election. 13 months. The law requires that we cannot conduct or hold a by-election within 12 months of the return of writs on the next or oncoming elections. So that means we are about 4 or 5 months from that period, which is August or July this year. But considering the fact that we're very close upon the required time in which we should not hold a by-election, and we're only 3 or 4 months away from that period, also considering that the vacancy created, especially leadership of the district, the chairmanship of the Telefomin district, or also in the instance the governorship of the Morobe province, are now filled by leaders who hold ex-officio positions in those respective leadership positions. In the instance of Telefomin, Governor Wowoy fills in as assistant to the district leadership, and they've already appointed president to be chairman of Telefomin district. In the case of Morobe, you have now a governor that is holding post, although the regional member position is vacant. I want to say that I have no direct hand in influencing the electoral commission to think or do this or otherwise. It's totally within the purview and mandate of the acting electoral commissioner. However, costs of these by-elections, including those that are currently before the courts, it is estimated, and in fact she had indicated, it goes above 100 million kina. I want to say on record, we have no 100 million kina in this year's budget to facilitate these by-elections. And so I've asked the Minister for Administrative Services to look into this matter and to see whether there is a need right now for the by-elections to be held, or we preserve that 100 million kina, or whatever it is, to make sure that our plan for 2027 election is probably assisted with our this year's 70 million kina locked into budget to prepare for 2027 elections, so that we save energy, save time, prepare well for the general elections, rather than conducting a by-election that will consume a substantial chunk of resources and take our sniff our energy out of preparing well for 2027. But again, I'm subject to the independent process that the Electoral Commission has custody of. But from the executive government perspective, we'd rather save our energy, save our resources, plan well for the big elections, because the two vacancy right now, especially Telefomin and Morobe, has already ex-officio leadership in place. The governor is filled. The chairmanship of Telefomin district is filled at the moment. So we from the executive government would be providing this advice to the acting electoral commissioner that cost is quite high. We don't have this money available. We have
a point of order. The honourable member for about.
Deputy Speaker, I mean the issue is in the matter of the death of a governor. The Constitution is very clear. It doesn't matter how the Prime Minister feels about whether election or not to save 100 million. There shall be a by-election in the death of the governor of a province. That's what the law says. It doesn't talk about how the Prime Minister feels about 100 million. Thank you.
Honourable member for about, take note of your point of order. I think the response is from the Prime Minister. I'll allow the Prime Minister to finish his reply to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. As I did mention earlier, and I take note of the advice from the member for Abao, whilst the law is there, and as I said earlier, it is purview and the work of the Electoral Commission decide otherwise from the executive government. We at the moment rather preserve energy for the full and big election that is coming, in lieu of the fact that there's already leaders holding role in those holding position in those roles that those leaders in those seats would have held in any case. But again, I'm subject to the directions and the advices from the Electoral Commission. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Member for Rabaul.